about it the next level. Quote by Albert Einstein. A warm good afternoon one and all present here. On behalf of Vinaya Mission Research Foundation and School of Allied Health Science, Vinaya Mission Medical College Campus, Karikal. I wholeheartedly welcome you all for the 14th Quality Webinar Series, Innovation in Quality Ecosystem. Myself, Ms. Soraveni, Assistant Professor at the School of Allied Health Science, Karikal. It is a wonderful day. I feel privileged to invite everyone present here. Thank you for joining us for the today's webinar. Now, may I request beloved Dr. Uday Shankari Madam, Director of School of Allied Health Science, to deliver to welcome address and introduce our speaker for the day.
Thank you so very much, Madam. So, very good afternoon to one and all. With the divine blessings of our Founder Chancellor, Dr. Shanmugh Sundaram Sir and Madam Trustee, Mrs. Annapurni Sundaram, with the support of Management and Internal Quality Assurance Cell, Vinaya Mission's Research Foundation deemed to be University, we School of Allied Health Science, Karakal, is very much privileged to welcome you all for the 14th Quality Webinar Series under the topic Innovation in Quality Ecosystem. So I cordially welcome Director IQAC, Vinaya Mission's Research Foundation, Dr. Gnanashekhar Sir, who is the backbone of Vinaya Mission's Research Foundation. I wholeheartedly welcome respected and beloved Dean Madam Dr. Ambujam, Vinaya Mission's Medical College, Karakal, an icon of dedication in her work. I also extend my warm welcome to Dr. Almajiri Sir, Advisor, Research, School of Allied Health Science, who is supporting member of School of Allied Health Science, Karakal. With the overwhelming joy, I welcome all the university officials, head of the institutions, faculty members, staff, and students for the 14th Quality Webinar Series. With a great pleasure and gratitude, I welcome the resource person, Dr. Girija Shivakumar, Professor of Anatomy, Chairperson in Medical Education Unit Department, Member of Quality Control and Management Committee, Member of Curriculum Committee in Anna Medical College and Research Center, Mauritius.
Yeah.
She is the best teacher awardee for the extraordinary contribution in the field of medical education by MEU, India. She also presented various research papers and delivered guest lectures in various international conferences, which include USA, Myanmar, Japan, Mauritius, China. She was the resource faculty for many national programs, including FDPs, e-learning workshop, online CBME workshop, e-training workshop on documentation for healthcare accreditations. And she also former president of Association of Anatomists, Tamil Nadu, and also former president of Society of Biological Scientists of India. She also an international mentor assigned for TUFH, which is an international organization in health education towards the unity for health. She also the national mentor affiliated to NGO Team Everest, Chennai. She also an institutional mentor in Mauritius. So with this brief introduction, once again, I would like to welcome you, Madam. The innovation in quality ecosystem commences the growth of institution, the intellectual growth, the pedagogy enhancement. The intellectual growth, pedagogy enhancement, curriculum and extracurricular development, the strategic intent of institution, etc., have been witnessed in past and shall continue to be the functional priority at the institutions. However, what will matter the most is believing in innovation. Innovations need to be inculcated as a habit in the institution ecosystem. Once again, I welcome you all for this 14th Quality Webinar Series, Innovation in Quality Ecosystem. Thank you all.
Thank you, Madam. I would like to welcome Honorable Dean Madam, Dr. Ambujam, Vinaya Mission Medical College and Hospital, Karakal, to facilitate the webinar.
Thank you very much for the organizing team as well as Dr. Uday Shankari, and thank you very much our dynamic IQAC coordinator of the university, director of the university, who is motivating us in all the aspects to bring the all the institutions together and in quality assurance as well as the harmony in all aspects. And with this, without much waste of time, I request Dr. Uday Shankari and her team to go ahead with good luck and my blessings. I don't want to waste much time. And Dr. Solavini, one more
ma'am.
request.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
research, your director, advisor, Dr. Arunagiri is not permitted to join this. He is waiting. He is not permitted to join. Please allow him to join.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can proceed with the, he will felicitate at the end, or he is there to bless. Please join. He is not on formalities. You please allow him to join and start the webinar.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your warm wishes, madam. Now, I would like to welcome our Honorable Director of IQAC, VMRFDU, Professor Dr. Gnanasegar sir, to deliver her keynote address for this webinar.
I think Dr. Arunagiri has joined. You can ask him to speak properly.
Yes, sir. Now, I'd like to welcome our Honorable Advisor, Research, Dr. Arunagiri sir, School of Allied Health Science, Karaikal, to felicitate the webinar.
So you can unmute and speak, sir.
Good evening to everyone. We are short of time already, 20 minutes late. I wish the IQAC seminar a successful one in future, because I received the Google form and it has been approved just now only. So because of this mismatch between the admin and myself, so the mistakes may be anywhere, but I'm happy to join, and then I wish the webinar very much successful, and then to carry on further to the program. Thank you very much. I wish you good luck also.
Thank you, sir, for your blessings, sir. Now, I would like to Honorable Director, IQAC VMRFDU, Professor Gnanasegar sir, deliver her keynote address for this webinar.
Thank you, Soravini.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, let me congratulate the Director, Allied Health Sciences, Karaikal, and her team for coming forward to host this 14th quality webinar on the topic quality ecosystem. See, we started this series of quality webinars, and we wanted to take it forward to all the stakeholders of the university so that quality becomes a habit rather than something which we look at as once in a year or once in 5 years procedure. And today's topic, I feel, is relevant in the context of how the institutional ecosystem should align itself to quality. See, some people would look at this topic as quality ecosystem. They will take ecosystem as environment or ecology. That is different rather than quality ecosystem, which is required for the institutions. And today's speaker, I feel, being an anatomist, she can dissect through the ecosystem of the institution and see which is quality and which is a non-quality procedure. And it's really apt that the right person has been chosen for the right topic. And we do hope at the end of this series, our participants will take home a good message of having quality in continuing their efforts in the institution. One thing I would like to say, UGC has come out with the latest regulations. It has published the regulations for deemed universities, where the basic quality to become a deemed university is A grade in NAC. So all of you will be well aware how difficult it was for us to get through that hurdle. And now we stand with a A grade in NAC in the second cycle. We have set a target in the next cycle to achieve A++ with a score of 3.75. So with that target and the cooperation between all the stakeholders, I do hope it is easy to achieve the target. And such webinars will help all the stakeholders, including themselves, to coming out with a quality ecosystem. With no ado, I would like to congratulate everyone and wish this webinar a wonderful success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening words. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Dr. Girija Sivakumar, madam.
So thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity on this wonderful afternoon to speak on the most important crucial topic under the NAC accreditation. And I thank everyone and all the higher authorities and the stakeholders of Vinayaka Missions University for giving me this opportunity. With these few words, let us just go into the session. Madam, shall I share the screen?
Yes,
Yes,
madam.
You can go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, please. Thank you. So is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. So we all know, as your director rightly said, the quality, which is the caption for every medical institution, for that matter, not only the medical institution, all the educational sectors are now coming under the band of quality, quality and quality. And what is the time frame, or what is the band that assures the quality of a particular institution, especially with the healthcare sectors? And here comes the NAC accreditation, which is a governing body for assuring the quality of a medical institution or a healthcare institution, which includes all medical, dental, allied health sciences, and all the other medical related courses. And so the NAC, the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, has framed a set of indicators and the criteria under which there are so many qualitative and quantitative metrics which are to be fulfilled by the institutions, which will be inspected and it will be scrutinized and analyzed by NAC for the quality assurance, and the certificate will be issued based on which we all gauge an institution for their quality. And now it has become a fantasy, probably, perhaps, saying that our college has been accredited with NAC with some A or B or C, whatever it is. And now every institution is moving towards in the running race of reaching the A or A plus or A plus plus. And as your director said, it is not an easy job to just run in a track and get into the winning line. So here we have, there are some set of criteria and the metrics which we need to fulfill, or the institutions, they have to fulfill all these indicators and the criteria based on which only the institution will be branded as a quality institution. And today I have been given the opportunity to talk on the criteria 3, research, innovation and extension, in which I have been asked to highlight on the innovation ecosystem. So just move on to the third criteria, or the metrics, innovation ecosystem. We all know an ecosystem is the one what we have done in our schooling, like the producer, primary consumer, or the secondary consumers, everyone, and back to the same producers, all the decomposed components, and that the producer again use the decomposed components on to back to the consumers. This is the general ecosystem, what we all know, very popularly known ecosystem. And how are we going to match this ecosystem into our healthcare sector? Here is the statement. the ecosystem in the innovation and entrepreneurship. As far as an institution is concerned, how an institution has been assured, if suppose there are no documentations, there are no proofs needed, no evidences are needed, how are we going to reflect the quality of our institution? One, our students, and two, our faculties. So these two people are the main reflections or the evidences or the proofs of our institution or an university to say that our college is a quality college. In what are the ways they can reflect? One, the products what they are trying to invent or discover or innovate new things, and it has to be or how it reaches the society. One, and two, how frequently the students are coming back to our institution for various purposes, maybe a job opportunity or for a research opportunity, whatever it may be. If the student is coming back to our institution, that is the second level where our institution is proving our quality system. And three, the faculties who are working in our faculty, the longer the duration they work with us, and even if they have gone out somewhere for some higher studies or some fellowships or some sabbatical, if they come back to our institution, these are the two things that the faculty prove the third level of the quality of our institution. And here, the ecosystem in the innovation and the entrepreneurship, they play a major crucial role in making these three levels of quality assurance of our institution and the university. So with this short introduction, just let us get into the criteria 3.3, which focuses more on the innovation ecosystem and the entrepreneurship. An innovation ecosystem refers to the equality in the availability of resources and other supports to all the learners and the trainers in our institute. There must be a sharing of technology, knowledge, and skills and resources, whatever is available in the institution that has to be utilized by all the people who are all seeking the particular support. And equally, an entrepreneurship ecosystem is a system where there is an interdependent of the people and the community, or the innovations or the inventions and the consumers, either directly or directly supporting each other. This is what is called the definition for the innovation ecosystem and the entrepreneurship ecosystem. So how are we going to build this ecosystem in our institution? It is not as simple as setting up a room and labeling it as a like an incubation center or an innovation center or an entrepreneurship center. It is not only that enough with this labeling of the rooms or the or filling up the rooms with the resources possibly available. It is first we have to nurture the students for their ideas, innovative ideas. And these innovative ideas, it has to be processed to the next level of developing their ideas. And for this, they need some support, some sort of support from our college, as well as from the resources, as well as to a little extent of financial support. And that it will lead into the final product of that particular innovation. So how this innovation ecosystem, it works out. First, the students or the faculty who are all coming up with the innovative ideas are to be encouraged. We have to give them some mode of encouragement, maybe in the form of supporting their ideas, or maybe in the form of a small seed money supported to their ideas, and the knowledge support from the subject experts who can add upon their ideas to refine their ideas. And that ideas are being put into the innovation cell. So first, the institution has to set up an innovation cell, and it should have all the subject experts in it who can refine and promote and encourage the students and the faculty who come up with the new ideas. And recently, very recently, we give a particular term, a specific term for it. We call it as a translational research or collaborative research. We are going to see to it in another 1 or 2 slides. What is a translational research or a collaborative research? So now this research, which involves people from the all specialities, maybe from the medical or from the dental or from allied health sciences or the nursing or the dietitians or the nutritionists, whoever it may be. It depends on the particular idea of the student or the innovators, ideators, and that it has been piled up or pulled up into the innovative lab or the cell where the translational or the collaborative research occurs. And that the idea has been formed or framed into a new small product, which will be taken off into the incubation center. We all know what is an incubation center. And from the incubation center, it goes to entrepreneurship, and it will lead into a small startup companies, and that they go out, they fly out from the university and they start up their own full-fledged business. So here, what is a translational research or the collaborative research, which is nothing but basically we say the basic science people involve more into the bench research activities. The clinicians or the healthcare people, they involve into more of the patient care research activities. And the allied health sciences, they give us supportive informations or the informations on the research aspect. And of course, there will be a technical support on a digital support also in the recent days. This we call it as a collaborative research. And a research can be full-fledged and it can be achieved only when there is a collaborative activity among all the specialties in the healthcare sector. So the translational research is the one where a collaborative research occurs, transforming the bedside research into a bedside action. It will remain as a bridge between, or the collaborative research or the translational research will remain as a bridge between the community needs and the clinical needs and with the scientific researches, which means there is an innovation occurring and that it has been done in a bedside, and that it gets into a gets converted into a application model, and that application model comes into a practice in the community as a real product. This is the translational research, and the collaborative research is a part of translational research, which helps in combining the research activities of all the specialty people. So the setting up of an incubation center, the innovation center will help and motivate the ideators to transform their ideas into research, and the research products are being transformed into the incubation center. And that incubation center will help in transforming the new ideas into a small business model. And here comes in the incubation center what are all the maximum possible supports institution can render to the ideators. And these supports will or should support the students or the ideators to convert their ideas into action. So what are all the ways that an institution or an university who can give a support to the students? It all depends on the active participation of the persons or the experts who are in the incubation, who are the part of incubation center. The first and foremost active functioning of the incubation center, which is based on the coordinator who is bridging between the ideators and the supporters. And the students are to be sensitized and motivated to develop their new ideas or to refine their new ideas or the techniques through various orientation and the training programs. And most importantly, the incubation center should have subject experts as members. In the initial stage of refining the ideas, the subject, or the subject specialty professors can help the students in developing their ideas. Means like for every research, the first line we say is a research question. Why, what, how, when? These are all the research questions which can give an idea to develop with the ideators. And these ideas can be supported and refined and helped by the particular subject departments. And once the idea has been framed and the research question has been answered with a different models of research, it comes to the innovation center. In the innovation center, there will be a team of subject experts who can give various supports from various directions. And that will give a different dimension or a different perception of the particular idea, which can be further developed in the innovation center. And that will lead into the first product of the idea. And in some places, we can have some external field experts also who can provide an external support in the form of guidance or the resource sharing or knowledge sharing. And probably some external resources can support the ideators with some funding also. And all the more for getting an idea into a product, the proactive researchers ought to be there always in the incubation center, who can coordinate with the incubation center as well as with the research lab, central research lab. So for example of the incubation centers, the activities of the incubation centers, if you see, the devices which are under process for newer techniques and drug development and the drug testing, discoveries of the contraindications of drugs, and a simple model of healthcare delivery, new patient approach technique, new dietary plans customized for the patient's need. So first thing, the devices for newer technique. And this can be utilized by the biomedical engineering people who can use the incubation center very well. And pharmacology department from the medical side, and the drug development can happen in the pharmacology department, maybe by the faculties or by the students. And at this stage, I just want to mention, make a note of it, with the implementation of the competency-based medical education, what we call it as a CBME, here the students are being given an option like electives. So here the electives is the one component of the medical education curriculum. The students have the liberty to go to any field of specialty of their interest, and they can learn or train themselves for 2 months. And that if the students are properly guided and motivated, and if they have been given off with the research activities or the research resources, definitely the students can come up into the pharmacology department for the invention of new drugs and their contraindications. And who knows, they can even probably come out with a new drug development for any number of or any new pandemic or endemic diseases. Equally, nowadays, the dietary has become more important and most important component of one's life in a day-to-day life. So that dietary model also can be planned and prepared by a nutritionist or a dietitian or a medical healthcare professional. Anyone can do that one, and they can customize it, and that also can be produced in the form of a new invention or a discovery. So these are all some of the activities of an incubation center. So when you see to the inventions, in the traditional days, we had the braces, what we use for the teeth is in the form of a metal, and later it came up with some improvements and the developments. And in the recent latest one, we call it as a invisible braces, which is something like a cap-like thing that just simply can be put on to the tooth. In the same way, the BP apparatus. The BP apparatus, earlier it was the sphygmomanometer, and now the same sphygmomanometer has been a digitalized one. And there are some digital BP apparatus which is now coming up with in the smartwatches even. So that's how is the development and how these development happened. So in early days, there were some people who are doing the invention and the discoveries in a particular lab, and they were doing all the types of researchers, and finally they came up with a product. And now it has been made into a systematic form or in a structured form that every institution should have a research cell or a research laboratory, and all the researchers will be taking place in the research lab, and a small product and outcome of that research will be taken to the innovation center, and in the innovation center it will be scrutinized and analyzed, and that it will be taken on to the incubation center, and incubation center it will be brought out into a final product, and that from the incubation center it will be given off with the links with different various outsources from where the small startup companies will occur. That is called as entrepreneurship. So we'll just move on to it. This is how an ecosystem will work out in an institution. So here is the incubation center, how it works. The students or the subject experts, they will enter into the incubation center with their product, which is an outcome of their research, and that they will need a support in the incubation center in the form of the financial part or the infrastructure or the external support. And that product will be incubated and it will be taken care of by the institution, and that from the incubation center, it will go out as a startup, SMEs. So what is the incubation center or the translational or the collaborative? The translational research, it is the one which is taking up the research from the bedside from the bench side into the bedside. So this involves both the basic science research and the clinical research, and that it will lead into an improved health. And from the improved health in the community and the society, if there is a question arises from the outcome or from the product which has been introduced into the community, if it has a question, again, it will come back to the research area. From the research area, it goes back into the same cycle. So how we can promote the research activities and how we can make best use of the innovation center and the incubation center? The following are some of the programs which will enhance the capacity building of the students and the staff who are involved in the research activities. So this is how the NAC also is asking for some of the programs conducted by the Ecosystem Innovation Center, the research methodology, research grant writing, the intellectual property rights, good clinical practice, drug trials and development, the institution and the industrial collaboration program. So these are all some of the orientation or the training programs what we can render to the ideators in support of their ideas and the research activities. And now the research methodology and the IPR and the good clinical practice, all these sessions are also conducted by the government sectors. Research methodology is being done by NMC, and good clinical practice is also being done by the government sector, NPTEL, and IPR is being, or the training program, the patent writing, all these are done by our government sectors. So the students and the ideators can be motivated and they can be sensitized for such training programs which are happening online. So through these programs, we can promote the research activities, and that research activity outcome products can be taken into or brought into the innovation center. So these are all some of the financial supports which are rendered by the government sectors, the DST, ICMR, DRDO, and all the other things. These also can be exposed to the students and the faculty who are interested, who are in need of the financial support. And these are also can be done through the innovation cell. So this is about the ecosystem in innovation. So how the innovation center is going to maintain an ecosystem or a balance in ecosystem, make use of or to make use of the facilities available in our institution or the university, which can be available, which can be made available for all the ideators across the university. So there should not be any bias in making the resources available for the very specialities which are available, which are present in our institution or the university. Now, from the incubation centers, there are some small products which has come out from the incubation center. Now it has reached the entrepreneurship center. Now, what is the role of entrepreneurship? We all know an entrepreneurship is a one which is like a big boom, like Google or Infosys or some big concerns or the entrepreneurship. It is not like that. Even if it is a small scale business, it is also an entrepreneurship, an activity that takes to setting up of a small business with a minimal financial investment that can take up to a business on a larger scale. So in a healthcare sector, what all the possible entrepreneurship available? Suppose a medical student or a dental student coming out of an university, practicing or joining hospital is not the only source of job for the medical healthcare sectors or the healthcare students. Apart from joining as a doctor or starting up of a small clinic, there are so many other business possibilities available in the healthcare sector. One first is the small clinic or a primary care hospital, secondary hospital, tertiary hospital, or a corporate hospitals, depending upon the financial availability, medical laboratories, radiological investigation centers, forensic laboratories, counseling centers, cosmetic treatment centers, aesthetic centers, and medical instrumentation companies. And there are many more other avenues are there where the healthcare sector students, they can enter up into the small entrepreneurs. So what is the role of the entrepreneur cell or the entrepreneurship training center in an institution or an university? How it is going to support the students or the faculty to develop into a small entrepreneurship? We'll just see into it. As far as the students are concerned, the students can be given a network or the link between the other business sectors who are all well-versed or well-established in the society. So you can arrange a program, a networking program through the entrepreneurship center with these small business or the medium scale business people. So from this, the students will get an idea of how they can start their own business with a minimal investment. In some cases, we can even introduce the investors who are ready to invest at any level to bring up a business into a model, or a model into a business. So apart from doing the or building up with the hospitals, there are so many other things are also there where the healthcare people can set up a medical laboratory or a dental instrumentation centers or medical instrumentation centers, and counseling centers also they can set up. So these are all the various avenues where the healthcare people can enter up into a small business. So here we have some set of people who are all called as the entrepreneurs. One is the Abhilash Patel, a co-founder for the Recovery Branch, which is an online addiction treatment. So he is just conducting some counseling programs for the addiction treatment. And probably it may need some software requirement. So where if one particular student is interested in a digital media, he can be guided in a proper way to make use of his innovative ideas in such a way which will be beneficial to the society or the community. Lee Ake, CEO, Fit Genetics, he has made a PACA plan based on the genomic tests of an individual to plan his diet and a meal and the exercises. And many more things are also there. Their lifestyle modification, everything is there. So he has made a business model of doing a genomic test, and based on which his whole lifestyle will be planned, and that planning he'll be giving, and he has developed it into a business. And Prakash Chand, CEO, he has developed a website or the media called as the Ask the Doctor, which is the largest online medical consultation in India, where he has made a network of hundreds or thousands of doctors who can give a medical consultation 24/7. And Mick Correll, CEO of Genospace, he has made an interlink between, or he's having a big setup, a massive setup of linking the research institutes, the diagnostic labs, and the pharma companies. By interlinking and connecting people, he is making a business out of it, so that he makes a very good people build up or people building among in a healthcare sector. And I'm proud to mention one person, Dr. Sanjeevi, who is the CEO of a radiological investigation center, who has set up a radiological center in Virupuram, Tamil Nadu. And I'm proud to say that he is one of our alumni of Vinayaka Missions University. And Dr. Hashmukh Rawal, who is a founder of CoviShelf, who is the inventor of India's first COVID-19 self-test kit. So these are all very few names which I can mention over here to say that these are all the entrepreneurs who have started their business at a very minimal level, who has been in a very, very basic model business, and that they developed it into a big business. And that it all depends on how they have been molded, groomed, refined by their institution and on their own. So the need of the inventions and the discoveries in the field of health sectors, there are so many requirements are there. There are so many avenues are there, which needs more and more of research in it. Some of them are the hologram technology. And though we say the hologram technology in movies and all, it is yet to be implemented into or executed into the field of healthcare, making use of the hologram images to support the healthcare takers to treat the patient, and digital healthcare in the rural and tribal areas. Now with the pandemic, we all are now used to do with that digital telemedicine and digital consultation, all these things and all. But still, all these digital healthcare are yet to reach rural and tribal areas. So this area is one big part of the healthcare sector, where many of our students and the staff can enter into the research activities actually, and they can innovate many newer things in this digital healthcare, and especially into rural and tribal areas, and advancements in technologies in major surgeries. And still there are some lacunae in doing major surgeries. Of course, there are some minor surgeries, they are doing it with a what to say, like a pinhole surgeries are there, and we call it as a laparoscopy. And these surgeries are not possible in some major surgeries and all. And there also we need some advancement in the technologies and the instrumentations which can support the surgery people in carrying out the major surgeries also in a minimum level. And the drug innovations is another big area where there is a need for more and more of researchers to happen. And of course, the healthcare centers in rural areas and many more avenues are there, which are to be intervened and interrogated and researched, and new things are to be invented in these areas. So on a whole, the ecosystem in the innovation and entrepreneurship, it all needs the support for the researchers and the ideators to give an innovation or to lead into an innovation, to promote their innovation, to hatch it into a business model, and that business model is converted into an SME. This is how an incubation center, an innovation center, and an entrepreneurship center has to work in a collaboration. And the collaborative research has more of a role in the innovation center and the research labs. So these are some of my references, what I have taken up for this today's session. And I hope with this talk, I feel that I have fulfilled, or I have satisfied it to some extent about an idea of how to make up the documents or how to go about with the documents to document the activities that are happening under the ecosystem innovation, and what are all the documentations we need to make up, we need to produce based on the activities that are happening in the incubation cell, the entrepreneur cell, and the innovation cell. So to have more on these healthcare accreditation training program, we have a national body called MU India, which is headed by Dr. Sanjay Bedi, who is the founder and CEO of MU India. And whoever is interested can join with the various training programs being conducted continuously and periodically by MU India. So with this, I conclude my talk. Let us have an active innovation center or a cell, incubation cell, and an entrepreneur cell. And I wish Vinayaka Mission University, with these activities, they build up a very good model of the ecosystem innovation and the entrepreneurship, and they go up to a level of A+++. And with this words, I conclude my talk. And once again, I thank Vinayaka Mission University and all the stakeholders of the IQAC for giving me this opportunity to deliver a talk on the ecosystem innovation and the entrepreneurship. Thank you. Any questions? I'm happy to take it up.
Thank you, ma'am. Before any questions come up, I just want to give some information. Actually, our university, we have two incubation cells, both approved by the Ministry of Small and Medium Scale Enterprises. And there is one more incubation center in the Chennai Engineering College, which is a Section 8 company. And till now, we have come up with 12 startups. And in the recent past 1 year, 3 startups have come out from these incubation centers, and 11 tech transfers have happened. And as on date, the university and its faculty hold 154 patents and copyrights. So this is all because of some proactive research policies and incentivization and the facilities given for research. This we were able to achieve in the last 2-3 years. It is not a long period. All this were achieved in the last 2-3 years with the support of people like our dean. Though she may look fragile, she is a very strong person, and she has come up with many research titles and projects, and still working on those projects. So since I think you are part of our system for quite some time, you are in the Salem Medical College, if I remember. So things have changed a lot. Now, being a multidisciplinary university, we are able to group in various disciplines and have new ideas coming out. So that way, right now, the university is on the right path for excellence. And I think you have rightly pointed out what has to be done to have incubations and entrepreneurship. That was lovely, ma'am. Any questions from the audience? If they can put it in the chat box or the question answers, we can take it forward to the resource person.
I'm very happy to know about the proactivities happening in the incubation center and the innovation center. The only problem with every university or institution, to my knowledge, I'm telling, but I'm not sure about it. All these incubation centers and the entrepreneurship centers are being fully used by the biomedical engineering and the engineering sector. When you come to the healthcare sector, there is very minimal participation, very minimal research activities. I'm not telling no research activity, but it is happening in a very minimal way. But surprisingly, we need lots of research activities to be done in the healthcare sector. So what are all the ways we can promote and motivate our medical sector people or the healthcare sector people, be it a medical or a dental or a nursing and all? what are all the ways we can promote it, that we have to think it of with some new ideas, and that we can implement it in, with the use of the innovation center and the entrepreneurship. For example, I'll tell you, sir, one of the dental colleges in Chennai, where I worked previously, one student of final year, he used to, he invented one small instrument. It's a very small one only, with the available raw materials, not big expenditure or the high build materials and all. He just made one invention on pediatric forceps for taking out the tooth. So that he invented, and he has applied it for a patent. So in that way, the small ideas, what the students are coming up with, that the faculties should encourage them in the healthcare sector, I'm just telling. So in that way, if we do know, we'll have some enough documents to put it up into the ecosystem innovation.
One more thing, I am Dr. Madam. One more thing I would like to add at this point of time, and Dr. Uday Shankari has, with the guidance of our sir, Dr. Manasekar, the allied health science students, they think that they cannot invent. Even the school going children,
Yes.
Nowadays they have come out with so much of computers, mini computers.
Yes.
And to that extent, they have come out. These students be brainstorm or motivated.
Yes.
Anything
Exactly.
to it. It
Exactly.
is possible for them. There are potency is there.
Yes.
I think the faculty members, they have to motivate them, counsel them, and then it is possible. They can use their time such a way.
Yes.
And so that's what.
Exactly, ma'am. Exactly.
Another Thiruvarur district boy of 6th standard or 7th standard, he has come out of the computer and you in a, portable form, small one, something like a battery.
Yes, exactly, ma'am. That's how that research cell and the innovation cell plays a major crucial role in motivating the ideators, be it a student or a faculty. Their major role is to motivate them to come up with newer ideas. Even a simple dietetic model, ma'am. I just mentioned one person has developed a big business only for giving a dietary model based on his genome test and all. He is giving a plan of diets and the exercises what he can do to maintain his health and to get devoid of all the diseases. So that also they can plan, ma'am. Allied health sciences, actually, they can do wonders in innovation.
And the only thing is, there are branches, many branches. They can
Exactly. Exactly, ma'am.
Incidentally, today in Salem, we are conducting a national conference.
Yeah, I heard, sir.
Technology and innovation in healthcare.
Oh, that's great.
Actually, technology and the health have to go together. They have to depend on each other. And it's right that, as institutions, we also should go with such multidisciplinary approach.
Yes, exactly.
Yesterday, I was surprised to note that the dental college students, even the BDS students and other students, they are coming out so many applications and innovations. The present.
Yes. Correct, ma'am. Ma'am, any questions, ma'am?
Yes, madam. I wanted to ask you one more. Thank you very much for being a research advisor. Your presentation is very good. But, what I wanted to contribute some information about IQAC, especially in the research level. In your slide, I have seen the 3D and hologram technology by research level. I don't know, as a professor of anatomy, you visited our anatomy laboratory. We have anatomy imaging system of 3D technology.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have a lot of gap between the physician, clinician, and the anatomy department, where we can create artificial ischemia, myocardial infarction, cardiac
Yes.
arrest, what is the type of
Yes.
even it will be useful for a cardiologist or a cardiologist. You can intervene and can do surgery all by virtually. The instrument
Yes.
is so advanced. Have you witnessed, madam? Have you seen that anatomy
Yes.
college?
Yes, sir. Yes, I know, sir.
Yes, this instrument is received very recently in 3 to 4 months back. Slowly,
Yes,
we
in Karaikal, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, Dr.
ma'am.
Shantini is my friend. And madam has told about that anatomy.
if you have time, you can visit and then.
Sure, sir.
Because it is not
Sure.
only about any urologist or nephrologist, any stone or in bladder or urethra, they can artificially create that one. How it can be capsuled and take it out by
Yes.
technology. It is so very well advanced. So
Yes.
this is the system where you are, when I happen to see your slide about the 3D and hologram technology for searchers, already we are slowly involving the physicians, surgeons,
Yes.
specialists to come to the anatomy department. It's the other way around.
Yes.
Then anatomy and come to.
Yes.
Now this
So that hologram, many researchers are needed in that area. What I'm telling is hologram of a patient. Supposing an angiogram patient is coming, means like the cardiac patient is coming, we need to take an angiogram. So that angiogram can be taken after seeing the visual model of the heart of the patient actually.
Yes,
Now the anatomy table is giving the cadaveric image of the internal organs or the external organs, whatever it is. The hologram is the one which can be used with the patient. That's what I just want to make a note of it, so that when a patient comes with any fracture or comes with any A&E issues or with the cardiac problem or any with the gastric issues or the renal stones, the hologram image can be taken, which can give you a typical perfect image of the patient, based on which the surgeons can proceed on, they can plan their surgical thing.
Also, we should
That's
add,
what-
because what you are trying to
Yes.
say is virtually we can create here. What you are saying is
Yes.
we need a patient. Here
Yes.
we can virtually create artificially a pancreatic obstruction. We can artificially
correct.
create
Yes.
ischemia. We can artificially
Yes.
create we need not wait for a
Yes.
patient to get all
Correct.
the data. Here in
Yes.
what we have, the anatomy is
True.
latest advancing system. Virtually, you
Yes.
can create what type of obstruction by stone, any part of the
Yes.
stone in pancreas. You can
Yes.
you can create virtually, and then we
Yes.
can create. They can do the surgery itself, capsuling or open surgery, anything.
Yeah.
Yes, that is
Abhijam knows pretty well about that. As a
Yeah, very true, sir.
that is more than that. Yesterday, our chief guest was addressing. We can, instead of trying on experimenting on animal modules or human beings, you can't cut and re-suture and do it. But in this, you can expertise yourself, skill yourself. Yes, that is an advantage of this anatomy.
Yes.
So as he said,
Yes.
you create a disease, you solve it.
Yes.
You try improvising on that the treatment.
Exactly.
You will be perfecting.
Exactly. Very true, ma'am.
That's all, madam. Thank you very much, and your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
I think sir has to go
Thank
for
you.
the function, I suppose.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? Uday Shingari, chat box, anything? I think 4 is there.
Feedback form has been posted, ma'am.
There is no question, so they can raise.
No more.
In conclusion,
So we can conclude the session, sir.
you can
Yeah, can go.
taking permission from sir, director.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You can close the session.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for giving valuable insight on innovation in quality ecosystem. It my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks to today's webinar. On behalf of School of Allied Health Science, first and foremost, we would like to thank to Director IQAC, VMRFDU, Dr. Jnana Sekhar sir, for organizing quality webinar series and given us the opportunity to host this 14th quality webinar series, Innovation in Quality Ecosystem. We wholeheartedly thank you, respected Dean Madam, Dr. Ambujam, Vinaya Mission Medical College, who, despite her busy schedule, has found to time grace the occasion. My heartfelt to thank our well-wisher, respected Dr. Arnagiri sir, Advisor, Research, School of Allied Health Science, Karaikal. I would like to express my special gratitude to the resource person, Dr. Girija Sivakumar Madam, and Director, Dr. Uday Shankari Madam. We wish our sincere thanks to all the university official, head of the institution, and the faculty members who joined the webinar. I am further thankful to students and the staff. Very special thanks to the IT department for their immense support to the webinar sections. Once again, I would like to thank each and every participants who joined us at today's webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Participants kindly fill the feedback form and send